there, it's Amelia bringing you another Microsoft PowerPoint video. In this video, you'll learn all about the Slide Master and how it can make your life easier in PowerPoint. Let's get started. So before I start explaining about the Slide Master, I want to show you how to access the Slide Master. Right now I have a presentation open using a theme from a template. And to access the Slide Master, you click in the View tab, you click Slide Master. And when you do, you're going to see thumbnails on the left that look similar to your slideshow, except these particular slides hold placeholders for the particular layouts that are used within your presentation. At the very top is the master layout slide. So the Slide Master and its associated layouts serve a dual purpose. They control the attributes, design, and layout of your slide, and they could also come in handy if you need to house particular text and objects which may need to appear either on several slides or all slides. The amount of layout slides in the Slide Master will vary based on the selected template. If I scroll down, you'll see that there's this one master layout slide and then the group of layout slides beneath. Now, some templates actually have more than one slide master, so you would see more than one grouping that you see here. Again, depends on the template selected. So when you need to change a font size, font color, and other attributes, instead of making the changes on every single slide in your presentation, you can come to the Slide Master and make a change either globally by making the change on the top master layout, or you can make a change on a particular layout, and in that case, it would then apply that change whenever you use that layout from the Slide Master. So if you've never been in the Slide Master, you've never used it, it's there and working in the background for you. But again, you can go to the Slide Master anytime to customize it as needed and make life easier for the changes that you're making in your slideshow. Just want to quickly go through the ribbon and explain some of the options available here. You can use the Insert Slide Master to insert a whole nother grouping of Slide Master slides, and I'll be covering that in video number 7 on how to use multiple Slide Masters in one presentation. You can also insert an additional layout. So these are all layouts, and if I hover over, you'll see the layout name. This is title slide layout, this is the title and content layout, and so on and so forth. So you can insert an additional layout in the Slide Master and then customize it and then have that layout to use in your slideshow. There's also different things that you could do, like delete and rename. Preserve will actually be covered in video number 7. In the master layout slide, these options will be either available or dim depending on where you're selected in the Slide Master. So for now, I have the master layout option available because I can choose the elements to include in the Slide Master, or if I click on a layout, then you'll see that these particular options will now be available, which allows me to insert an additional placeholder on that particular layout. So this is a placeholder and this is a placeholder and so forth. I can also choose to turn on or off to see the title placeholder or the footer placeholders on this particular layout. I can also change themes, colors, fonts, and effects that affect this particular slideshow, as well as backgrounds. Could also change the slide size, example standard versus widescreen, or select a custom size. So for our first example, let's say you need to change the theme colors as well as the font on all your slides in your presentation. First, I'm going to go ahead and select the very first slide. I'm going to click on the top slide in the Slide Master because I want to make sure that all the changes that I'm making are applied to all slides, not just one particular layout. Let's say that you wanted to first change the colors in this particular template. I can just click on the drop down for colors, and I'm going to go ahead and select one of these options here. I'm going to select blue, and then you'll notice automatically all the thumbnails in the Slide Master are affected, and every slide in your slideshow would then also have this blue color theme changed. Let's say I wanted to change the font as well. I click on the drop down for fonts, and as I mouse over these, you could see that in the background it's actually going to change the font throughout this particular master slide and all the other thumbnail slides in the Slide Master. So let me go ahead and pick, I'll just go ahead and pick this particular font, and I don't know if you could see that, but it quickly changed all the fonts in all the thumbnails in the particular slide master. Okay, so for the second example, and let me just return back. I'm going to click Close Master View, and you'll see that this is my slideshow, and then you'll see that that particular color change and the font change is now reflected on all my slides in my slideshow. Now let's return back to the slide master for a second example. Let's say now that you want your company logo in the same location on every slide. So from the slide master, you'd use the vertical scroll bar again to make sure that you have selected the top level master slide to ensure that the logo image that you insert will appear on every slide. Just want to note that if you select a layout slide and not the slide master here, then the image that you select will only be inserted on that particular layout slide and therefore will only appear in your slideshow when that particular layout is selected. So let's say you wanted to insert a logo, click Insert Pictures, and next you would navigate to the location of your logo image and insert it in two ways. You could either double click on an image or you can single click and then click Open. For now, I'm just going to select any old image, but remember that you can say select a logo or something specific that you want in your slideshow. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this first image here of this computer screen, and I'll click Open. And then you'd want to resize the image so that it's the size and also positioned where you want for every single slide. So let me just go ahead, and I clicked on the image, and I'm just going to click in the corner here, hold my shift key down to keep the aspect ratio, and I'm going to move that to the bottom right corner. Now let's return to the slideshow by selecting View Normal, and you'll see that that particular image is on every single slide. And then you can adjust it as needed. Maybe like in this case, you'll see that it's not in the right position for the title slide. So in that case, you can go back to the slide master and make a change as needed. I'm going to return back to the slide master with View Slide Master. And let's say we want to make this image just a little bit smaller. Again, I'm not able to click here on the image because I'm not in the master layout at the top. So I'm going to click here, and then I can access the image. I'm going to make that a little smaller. And maybe I want to put that like up in the corner here. So in that case, let me just go ahead and put it here. And again, if I close, then you'll see that that has made the change in all your slides. Okay, let me go ahead and click back on View Slide Master and show you another example. So next, let's say you wanted to make a change, but you did not want to make a change globally. You just want to make a change to a particular layout in the Slide Master, which will be reflected in any slide in your slideshow where that layout is used. Let me just go backtrack just for a moment because you have to know what layout you're using in order to change that particular layout in the Slide Master. And sometimes it's hard to tell. So let me show you how. If you right click on any of these slides, let me just take for instance the third slide. If I right click and select layout, what you're going to see is this gray here. This gray tells you that this particular slide uses the title and content layout. And I'll just go further down, see if I could find one that's a little different. Let's just go down to the summary and see which one that is using. That's also using the title and content layout. I'll return back to View Slide Master. So that was the title and content layout. So again, let's just hover over and see this is the title slide layout. This is the title and content layout. So if I make a change on this particular layout, it would be reflected in my slideshow for every slide that's using this particular layout. So I'll make a real quick and easy change. I'm just going to go ahead and triple click on the text here in this first placeholder, and I'm going to change the color to red, which will be easy for us to identify. Notice I changed that to red. Only this particular layout is changed. None of the other layouts is changed in the Slide Master. So let's see how that looks in the actual slideshow. I'm going to click Close Master View. Okay, and the reason why every slide is changed is because every slide in this particular slideshow, except the first slide, uses the title and content layout. Now, I'll make a change here so you can see the difference. So let's go to this particular slide and change the layout. I right clicked, and in layout I'm going to just change this to let's change it to something totally different, to content. And that actually changed the layout so that if there's existing text, one thing you have to be careful of, if you have existing text in your slideshow and you change it to a totally different layout, sometimes you're going to have to do some adjusting with the text. As you can see here, the existing text here is overlaid by the placeholders in this particular layout. But what I wanted to show you was that the title is no longer in red, because again, only the slides that use the particular layout, title, and content now reflect the change of the red font color in the title because that layout is used. Okay, and finally, let's return back for one more quick change. I'm going to click View Slide Master. Say you wanted to make a change globally to the entire theme in your slideshow. Again, just a little caution that if you already have text and other objects in your slideshow, and in general, it's better to make all these changes that I'm doing early on before you enter all your content. There's content in this particular slideshow because it had sample content from the template. So if I wanted to change the theme, I always like to click on the top slide here just to make sure it's going to ensure that it's a global change for all slides, and click on the drop down in themes. So you have all these different themes available, and let me go ahead and change to, say, this particular Berlin theme. And what you'll notice is that it will immediately change all the slides in the Slide Master. And then if I click Close Master View, it also changes all the slides in my actual slideshow. And in this case, the text did move around and adjust nicely. So I'm just going to give a quick look, and it looks pretty good. Again, I just have placeholder text in here anyway, and I want to make one more change, maybe change the logo. So I'll return to the Slide Master via View Slide Master. Let's say I want to change this image now. A quick and easy way to change it would be, well, first we do have to go to the top to the main master layout here in the Slide Master to access the image. And by double clicking on the image in the Format tab, all you have to do is click Change Picture from File, and I'm going to go ahead and click on a logo image here, and presto, it's changed. The other thing you could do is in the Slide Master, you could determine at this point that the placement of this logo is not going to work on a lot of the layouts because there is an orange square image here. If you could see, that's going to be in the way of the image. So I do want to move this down to the corner here, and that should do it. So let's give a look, and I'll click View Normal, and we'll look at a few slides here and see, and I think that's going to work. So as you can see, the Slide Master can come in quite handy to make global changes for your Slide Master, as well as allow you to make specific changes to layouts being used in your presentation. Well, that's it for today's video. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.